The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon update video. In this video, let's have a look at HBO's photos which feature brand new scenes from House of the Dragon Season 1 Episode 3. All of these new photos show us exactly what will happen in the next episode this Sunday. In this first new image, we once again see Viserys Targaryen holding his firstborn son Aegon. The name of this episode is actually the second of his name, a direct reference to Viserys and Alicent's son Aegon, who is seen here. As I've said before, now that Viserys finally has a male heir, almost everyone will be wanting him to name Aegon as his new successor, rather than his daughter Rhaenyra. There will be some who want Aegon on the Iron Throne, while there will be many others who still want to see Rhaenyra sit on the Iron Throne like her father wanted. As you can imagine, this will divide Westeros as everyone begins to draw their line in the sand, leading to an all-out war over who should be seated on the Iron Throne. Now, if you look at Alicent, who is also standing here in the photo, you can see she has another baby inside of her. That baby will be their daughter, Rhaenyra Targaryen. Once again, we see Alicent Hightower standing here as she holds her belly. This is most likely in King's Landing before they leave for the royal hunt. In the next photo, we see Rhaenyra, while she's having a discussion with the first Lannister we've seen in House of the Dragon thus far. I believe this will be Sir Tywin Lannister, a knight from House Lannister, who eventually serves on Viserys Targaryen's small council as his master of ships. Now make sure you're familiar with the name and face. You should be seeing more of him from here on out. In the following photo, we see him again, holding a weapon in front of Viserys Targaryen. It looks like he's giving him this as a gift. This is something we will see Viserys holding during the royal hunt. They've already shown him stabbing at some animal in the trailer. Since we haven't met the man yet, maybe this is when Viserys will bring him into his services. Here again we see Rhaenyra riding off on her horse. This is where her father has set up camp for their massive royal hunt out in the woods. As you can see, Viserys and his family ride in style. We then see Rhaenyra and Sir Criston Cole in the woods. Now if you remember, Rhaenyra selected Sir Criston Cole in the last episode to join her father's Kingsguard.
Be welcome, Sir Criston. You saw combat in the Stormlands.
Cornish marches, Princess.
It looks like this will be the beginning of a new relationship. With that being said, I wouldn't expect things to get hot and steamy right out of the gate. Sir Criston Cole must remember his vows and think with the head above his shoulders. We then see Rhaenyra again, reading something about Westerosi history most likely. This might be in King's Landing when she's underneath the weirwood. Now we see Viserys and Alicent roasting marshmallows in front of a massive fire. They might be discussing their son and the future of Westeros. Now that Aegon's here, Viserys will have a lot to think about and consider. Like we've heard before, the whole realm is watching him. Now we see Viserys and Rhaenyra inside of his royal campsite. If you've seen the episode 3 trailer, then you know there will be a scene where Viserys screams in her face.
You will be with your own child sooner than late.
I do not wish to get married.
Even I do not exist above tradition and duty, Rhaenyra!
In that scene, we heard Rhaenyra say she doesn't want to get married, but Viserys essentially says she doesn't have that option. Even he had to do what he thought was right for the realm. It looks like that scene was shot right here. They're wearing the exact same outfits. I think this is when we will see Rhaenyra run off on her horse into the woods, forcing Sir Criston Cole to go after her. Now that Aegon's here, Rhaenyra's entire life is about to be flipped upside down. Not only will she be set aside for another, but now she will have to do her duty and get married to a man she doesn't even love. Next, we see Viserys and Ser Otto sitting inside of their makeshift throne room at the royal campsite. Now I want to go to the War for the Stepstones. In this incredible looking image, we see Lord Corlys Velaryon rushing off into battle. I must say, his armor and helmet look amazing. As you all know, Lord Corlys Velaryon and Daemon Targaryen have went to the Stepstones to defeat the Crabfeeder and free up the shipping lanes for the Narrow Sea.
We're both men who have had to cut our own way through the world. We've been passed over too often.
In some of those other photos, we can see Lord Corlys Velaryon has brought some of his family as well. Here we have his son, Laenor Velaryon. This will be the same man Viserys wants Rhaenyra to marry. We have seen them walking along Driftmark in other photos. As you can see, Laenor has joined his father and Daemon for the battle. Now, for those of you who don't know, Laenor Velaryon is a dragon rider as well. The name of his dragon is Sea Smoke. We should see him flying on his dragon alongside Daemon and Craghas. In this photo, we see Daemon with a letter in his hand. That letter is most likely from his brother Viserys. Right over Daemon's shoulder is Laenor Velaryon once again, but the other man standing there is Vaemond Velaryon, brother of Lord Corlys Velaryon. It looks like they're all setting up shop and deciding how they will attack the Crabfeeder and his men. It looks like they're having some sort of disagreements over how the battle should be handled. These men obviously do not look happy with one another. It looks like all of these photos are from the same scene, except for this last one right here. Once again, we have Vaemond Velaryon during the heat of the battle. It looks like they stormed the beaches where many of the Crabfeeder's men have already fallen. You can also see the stakes behind them, where we saw the Crabfeeder nailing down his enemies before the water rose. This should make for one hell of a battle involving thousands of men and several dragons. Like I said before in my other videos, it's incredible how we're already getting a battle this early in the first season. We never saw any battles during the first season of Game of Thrones. This is the benefit of having a massive budget right out of the gate. They don't have to hold back on anything like they did during the early days of Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon is able to deliver its fastball right away, making for an amazing first season. I know I'm looking forward to seeing how all of this will unfold on the Stepstones. Hopefully Miguel was able to bring some of that same magic he brought to Hardhome and the Battle of the Bastards. We shall see soon enough on this Sunday when Episode 3 airs on HBO and HBO Max. As always, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know whenever I release a new video. There will be so many more heading your way. Now, before I go, I want to thank all of you for watching another video. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.